Quick disclaimer, yes, this is the final episode of the level, but I didn't finish it this episode. I still have like kind of a part left and also the end screen to do, but I will do that on stream probably the day after this video has been released. But yeah, let's get to the video. So we are back for probably the final time for building the 9 circles level, and as you can probably see, I've done a lot of changes off camera, so I'll go through some of these. So first of all, I noticed that the wave parts were looking kinda empty, so for the first wave part I added like these sorta 2015 blocks as air deco. I added some arrows as well. And for the second wave, I reused the arrows. For this part I made some like sorta glow beams. I think it looks pretty cool. And then the final thing I did was like improve the transition out of the wave part, and I'll just show how that looks. It's not the cleanest transition. Like if I go into slow speed, then you can see like some like cutting down there, and I don't really know how to fix that. So yeah, now we're gonna begin with the gameplay for the parts. The main thing that I wanted to execute with this part is kind of like a revamped version of the first part, because I wanted to use a lot of callbacks and feel like you just entered back to the beginning. For this part I wanted there to be like more fakes like in the first part. I guess move these up minute, yeah, like that I guess, and then just to indicate that these will be fakes I can put these blocks down. Wait a minute, what if I place like a blue orb here? Yeah, like that, but I would much rather want it to be outside of the fake so that there wouldn't be like any weird layering. It was kinda hard to make this part as I feel like I had a lot of pressure because the previous parts were so intense and beloved. So naturally I had to make something great here as well. Maybe I can have like a mini portal right here and then have some small jumps. So something like this. And then let's say I'll shift this forward, or maybe shift just like the pad forward, and then I guess I can copy these structures again. And then I want there to be a dash orb. Maybe you go into double speed for that dash orb. So it's kind of reminiscent to the effect that I did in the first drop, or I guess the first wave. I guess I can extend this structure to be even longer and then have it so that the fake is like here. I really like the gimmicks that I used for this part, and I also really like how I managed to do the gimmicks. And I also like how this feels very similar to the first part, but it's still very different. It was pretty hard to make good structuring for this gameplay, but that was a problem that I figured out relatively quickly. And then here, I guess I can have like 2 times speed again, but this time it'll just be some like portals. I want it to be like this. Yeah, screw it. And then there will be some spikes right here. I'm pretty happy with the gameplay for this Q part. Like, it's very reminiscent to the first part, which I like. Now I think I'll do some structuring, and then I'll begin with the decoration for the part. I'll probably do this ship part today. If I don't do the ship part, then I'll do it on stream. I'ma just go and structure this part now, and then I'll begin with the decoration. So now we're beginning with the decoration, and the first thing I'll actually do is just change the color of the background. What I'll begin by doing is changing it to a more like light bluish color. Yeah, like this. The pulses that were like looped from the first wave part still sync up now, which is nice. I took some inspiration from Funky's part in Cybernetic Crescent for this, but I feel like a lot of the inspiration kinda just got lost, and it doesn't really look that similar to the original parts. Then what I want to do, I want to go back to using like these objects right here, like these, and then make it so that they have like some more hue to them, like this maybe. So now we're beginning with the glow for this, where I'll first do like some pretty normal glow on this side right here. I want to do some more glow as well, so let's say on this side I'll put some like half opacity black glow on the edge. Then I can maybe add some like glow beams to the center. It feels very washed at the moment, so there's definitely some stuff that I have to change with this. What if like instead of using these objects, I can try to make the outlines more glowy. Like this was something that I used to do all the way back in like August last year. However, I haven't used it since. I'm not entirely sure why I haven't. So I'll make this be like blending and maybe T1 or maybe even T2. I can maybe lower the saturation of it and make it be like maybe a little bit less bright, like this, yeah. I then did something very unique for this block design, which I don't think I've ever done in this game before. So for the inside of this, what if I use these blocks right here? Like the Arctic Lights blocks is basically what I call them, because they're used a lot in Arctic Lights. Do something like this then, or what if I make it blending? I want some more stuff on this inside though. So I gave it some low opacity outlines, some low opacity glow, and some low opacity other details that I don't know the name of. Okay, but I'll do the test now. Should I do some like half opacity black inner outlines to this? Yeah. Dude, why didn't I think of that? That just makes the design so much better. Oh my days, nice. Yeah, but it's still very empty, so maybe I'll do something on the inside of it. I can have like just a normal base with half opacity black like this, yeah. It's a decent start. Maybe I'll use the Arctic Lights blocks, but the slope version now. I made these slopes have a sort of classic 9 circles effect, and while that did took a while to make work well, I still like how it looks in the end. What if I do this? It's a step in the right direction, you know. What if I just do like 2 pieces of glow? This will be blending and this will be half opacity black. Yeah, that works. I then began on the 3D, which was kind of hard to do because of the separations in the block design, but I still managed to make it work, even though it's not that different from my normal 3D. So this is gonna be the block design for this part. It definitely will be way different to like some of my other block designs, which will be interesting, but yeah, let's just fill in the block design now, which will be pretty scary. And while I'm filling in the block design, I'll humbly ask you to please subscribe. I spend a lot of time on these videos, so any support would be highly appreciated. I also have memberships, so smash that join button for tons of cool perks. But let's get back to the final episode of my 9 circles level. So we are back now, the block design has been filled in, and this is actually looking pretty cool. I think what I'll do now is the spike design, and I have a pretty interesting idea for this spike design. So obviously we begin with the normal spikes like this. I'm gonna add another spike to the inside of this. On like the inside of this spike, I wanna just put some ground spikes. Yeah, do like that, but maybe make it a little bit less opaque, like that, maybe? Something else that I want to do is put like these blocks on the inside of the structure. And then it was glow time. Anyways, on layer 6, I'll add another spike to this, so maybe that could just be like another normal spike, something like that, but maybe add like another spike to the inside. It's a very interesting spike design, but I do like it. And then I copy and pasted the spikes throughout the part, and after I did that, I began reusing some details that were previously seen in the level. The main reason why I did this is to make the callback element feel more noticeable, and I really like that. Oh, and I also added a gradient, but I didn't really do any commentary throughout that, so let's just skip that. I kinda want this to feel like a callback to the first part, And something else that I'll do to kind of like call back the first part is, should I just copy and paste the ground spike design? Because I don't know if I should. I'll remaster the ground spike design, sure. It's like obviously in the ground spikes I used these ones, but made them white. And I kind of want to just do what I did there and use, where were they? These ones, yeah. So give it some more hue, less saturation, and more brightness. Also copy and paste it like this, yeah. Maybe I can add like some more messy details to this. What if I use like these objects and just like splatter them around the place? And then maybe like behind that, I can use like these ones, which will also be blending, but way darker. So something like that, and then I'll also add the very slow saw blades that were entirely white, because I really like that detail. Saw blades and ground spikes just look very cool. So yeah, I think that is pretty nice. Now, I feel like what I want to do now is custom background. Although I don't really have any ideas for a custom background. Maybe what I can try to do is do like some sort of more advanced pillars. Like in the first part, what I did for the pillars is just like take these objects right here and just copy and paste them down like this. But here I can try to do something a little bit more interesting with the pillars. It's very strange. I don't know how I feel about it. How about instead of using normal blocks, I use like, let's say these ones. So just make like pretty much the same structure, but I use these blocks instead. Something like this, I guess. And what if I make it both like color 1? And then have it so that it's like this or something. These are definitely my sort of favorite pillar type custom backgrounds, and I like the uniqueness that I managed to portray with them and not do anything generic as I normally do. And then I can add like these objects. Yeah, I can add these in like a very strange way. What if I give it like color 1 with more hue, less saturation, and less brightness? That could work. And then what if I add some glow to the center of it? It was pretty tricky to make this glow work well, but thanks to the warp tool it actually managed to go easier than I thought. Yeah, it's very like blotched and like really messy and weird. Even if I think I know a way to fix it. So like if I just take this maybe and then warp it to the side and then put that here. Yeah, that works. And then I can add some drop shadow to it. That's definitely way too unoptimized though, so do something like that. That looks good. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, that's a very good custom background. I really like that. After this, I was gonna do another layer to the custom background using some ground spikes as parallax, but that looked atrocious. And then what I want to do now is kind of design some like rotating objects. What I have in mind for these rotating objects is first of all I need to figure out an inside for these. So what if I use like hexagons for the inside? So let's say this will be just color 1, maybe color 1 with half opacity. Give it some more hue to it, less saturation, more brightness. Maybe not the less saturation part though. I don't like that these are half opacity. I feel like full opacity works better. Yeah, I guess that looks cool. It's not done, not in the slightest. Maybe I can add like this guy. For this rotating object, I spammed a lot of half circle outlines, and I also made them have a lot of hue to them, which I like a lot. So I feel like the blending ones, they are probably a bit too bright. Actually, what if I make them like a purple color? It doesn't look that good here though, so I feel like it just looks weird because there's not like any other hints of purple here. This one can be like pinkish in a way. And then what if I take this object, scale it to be like this, that blending, just really dark. I think the final addition that I'll add is just some like very huge glow. And from one rotating object to another one, I began with the saw blade design. I'll do like one that is yeah, blue, copy it, scale it up, okay, not to normal size, scale it up like this, that behind, and make that be blending and blending. And then I guess also like scale it down to like maybe not 0.5, maybe like this much, I guess. Then I can add like this saw blade on B1, which will be blending on, okay, not the blending on the outside, blending on the inside, like that, yeah, nice. Then I want to incorporate the like spinning objects again. I feel like this saw blade is very reminiscent to the saw blade that I made for when I remade Firewall, but I don't think it's that much of a big deal as there is a pretty huge difference between them. What if I add like a really tiny saw blade to the center of this? Let's say like this one. Make that be like 20. Or maybe -20 could be better. It's a really tiny detail, but it does work. Now obviously what I need to do now to make it be so much better is add some glow to it, obviously. Copying it, put that on B1 and make that be some black glow behind. I then copy and pasted the saw blades throughout the part, and that was pretty much the final actually necessary detail that I added to the part. I did add some pulses and some movement, but they're not really that interesting. But yeah, the part is actually done now. I actually really like this part. This might actually be the finished product of the part, and it's 1000 objects. It's one of the most object heavy parts of the level, which is not that great. If there is something that I want to change with this, then I'll obviously change that, but I'm pretty proud of this now. I have decided that I will do the ship part on stream because I don't think I have the time to do that now. So yeah, the final thing to do now is of course the names of the members of my channel to the part. So thank you so much to my members: Destinity, GhostZan, RST621, Il Padre, Kafo, Felmix9, Zoshaluko, Wowz, H-Physics, Molachad, Lime, Cohen, Ryan FX, and Ripluck. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and a special thanks to the members. As always, you guys are the best. And yeah, let's get to the final showcase of the level so far.